Alright, so right here, what is the end behavior of f of x equals negative 0.5x squared plus 3x plus 10? So we look right here at our graph as x increases, y decreases as x decreases, and y decreases. Same thing with x. As x decreases, y is decreasing. As x is increasing, y is decreasing. Alright, right here, what is the vertex of the graph? So we look right here. What is the vertex of the graph? Y equals x squared plus 12x minus 1. See right here, our vertex is on our table and it's on our graph as well. So we got negative 6 and negative 37. You can know that's our vertex because it is going up by the same amount from there. You got the same values on each side of the vertex. So negative 6, negative 37. Next one, determine the vertex of the following equation. You got 2 and negative 5. So right here, we know the equation for vertex, y equals a x minus h squared plus k. And we know that it's h and k is our vertex. So the h value here would be a negative 2 because it's opposite, and 5, so our vertex here equals negative 2 because it's opposite, or the vertex will be negative 2 and our k value is 5. And we can also see that on the graph. Right here is our vertex because it's the same values on each side. It's going down on both sides. And you can find it on your graph where you have negative 2, negative 5. What is the end behavior of negative 1/2 x squared plus 3x minus 7? You can find that on your graph as x is going towards positive infinity. Y is going to negative infinity. As x goes to negative infinity, y is going to negative infinity. And you can tell that. So right here the same thing, as x is going towards negative infinity, y is going to negative infinity, as x going to positive infinity, y is going to negative infinity. So as x goes to positive infinity, y approaches negative infinity. As x approaches negative infinity, y approaches negative infinity, and you know that because the a value is negative, which causes it to go down, like we saw in our parabola. For the equation, find the axis of symmetry. Right here we can graph it and find the table. So our axis of symmetry, if you draw a line straight through the center, you see x equals 1. And you also can find the x value of the vertex because it's the same on each side. And know that our axis of symmetry is x equals 1. Describe how the graph of g of x equals negative x plus 3 squared compares to y equals x squared. Notice right here, this graph is at 0, 0, shifted to the left, 3, and it's flipped over the x-axis. So right here, we're going to say, from the graph, y equals x squared is a horizontal shift left 3, and reflection over x axis. Next one. Describe how the graph of 1/3 x squared compares to f of x equals x squared. Right here, they're both at 0, 0. This one goes up 1 over 1. This one doesn't go up 1 over 1. It is a stretch. Notice how it gets wider. So if you go up 0.5, it's over 1. If you go up 1, everything is divided by a third, so it makes it wider. So what it's going to do, it's going to stretch horizontally and shrink vertically. Right here, negative x minus 2 squared plus 4. How does this graph compare? Look right here, we see from 0, 0, it went right 2. Alright, so it goes, it's a horizontal shift right 2. It goes up 4. So that's a vertical shift up 4. Alright, and it also reflects over the x-axis because it's flipped over. So it reflects over x-axis. And you can see that on the graph too. That means up 4. That means right 2. And the negative a value flips over axis, or reflects over x-axis. This one, describe the transformation. We look right here. We see from 0, 0, it goes down 6, so vertical shift down 6. And then it's also, look at it, this goes up 1 and over 1. This one's going up 3 over 1. So it's a vertical stretch by 3 and a horizontal shrink. Okay. Got skinnier vertically, tall and skinny. Right here, identify the vertex of the equation. So we graph it. Right here at our graph. So our vertex is 3, negative 5, and it's flipped over. So we know our a value is going to be negative 1. So right here we see it, 3, negative 5, and our a value is negative. So look at our equation. We know our a value is negative right here, negative 2, and we know it's been 3 to the right, so it's going to be opposite in sign there. It goes down 5, so there's our solution. Alright, and you can see the and our initial rate here is going by 2. So we got a minus 2 on each side, so we know our rate is -2. Or excuse me, -2. Alright, right here, use the vertex when to write the equation of the parabola. So right here we have our vertex, which is 2, 4, just h and k. It's going down 1 over 1, so my a value equals -1. Our equation is y equals a x minus h squared plus k. So y equals -x minus 2, because that's h, squared plus 4. Alright, here, which of the following is a result of the completing the square? So right here, we're going to use a graph and just a table. So we're going to find our vertex for this. So right here, we see it's the same, -45, -42, -37. So we know our vertex is -7, -46. But we know the h value is going to change its sign in our equation. So instead of being -7, it's going to look like a +7 in there, but it's still a -7 because the formula changes the sign. Alright, right here, what is the standard form of the parabola in vertex form? So right here, what we're going to do is we're going to use our box method. We're going to say, so we have x minus 1 squared, so that's going to be x minus 1, x minus 1. Gives me x squared minus x plus 1. X squared minus x plus 1. Combine like terms. X squared minus 2x plus 1. Alright, and then we have a 3 outside, so we're going to distribute that 3. And we get 3x squared minus 6x plus 3. And then we have a plus 2, add 2. So we end up getting y equals, and we're going to combine those like terms, 3x squared minus 6x plus 5.